Dude, did I tell you about the worst Christmas movie I ever saw?
Is it Jingle All the Way? What is it?
It's the app that stole Christmas.
The app?
Yeah. It is literally the worst thing ever.
Sounds terrible.
It's like about Amazon, but they call it Bombazon.
Bombazon.
Dude, I kid you not, right? So the main character is a dude from ATL. You seen that movie?
Have you seen ATL? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which dude?
Esquire, the like really black dude with the like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like the owner of like Amazon or whatever, right? No, so like big dude's walking this way, right?
He's literally just not in the fucking video.
Oh, well, whatever. He comes around on his phone, bumps into the guy, right? And literally falls like that. And then he's out cold.
That
He's like,
knocked him out.
yeah, he's in a coma for like 3 days. But the thing is, in his coma, freaking Ray J is one of the elves.
Yeah, his career has fallen.
Everybody else is dressed like an elf except for Ray J. He's like, cuz man, they won't let me be an elf with the rest of the elves or something like that. I'm
Jesus
like,
Christ.
what is this movie?
This is going to be our first sponsor.
Death. I don't know. Mechanical pencils coming in hot.
Not even a brand, just mechanical pencils.
Alright guys, welcome into a room full of swag. Today is February 17th. It's a Thursday and it's 6:31 p.m.
Why do you do this when they're not going to watch it at this time?
because they got to know when we're recording.
He has a point.
So
Does he?
today we got a special guest here. It's Super Bowl week still. Super Bowl just happened Sunday. We all won some bets, lost some bets, killed ourselves. Bengals fans were happy that they lost. They just made it to the Super Bowl. Went out to Cincy, for a little bit. Me and Christian here had some Cincinnati chili, talked to a few people. MGK said, fuck Cincy, go Cleveland Browns. Don't know what that was about, but we got my good pal, Jordan. Been a Rams fan since I met him 2006. Something like that, 2007. So, biggest Rams fan I know. You want to show off your whole gear?
Nah,
So
man.
you see the hat. He's got the bandana, jacket behind him. He's got the jersey.
Probably a good thing.
His sweats are Rams.
Say what you want, man. Todd built this culture.
His socks are indeed not Rams. Now, this is a St. Louis jacket, right?
Yep. No,
No,
actually,
that
it
is
is Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. Is that an old Los Angeles Rams jacket?
No, that's like year one in Los Angeles.
Like 2016?
Yeah.
They didn't have the gold, though.
Yeah, that literally looks like a classic Los Angeles Rams before they moved to St. Louis.
Because when we got there, we didn't switch uniforms yet.
That is true. It's
And
like
then-
2 years in.
But I thought when you guys went there, you had like the white and the dark blue, and there was like not really any
No,
gold.
what had happened was it was the color rush, like I don't know what you call it, season, right? We had the yellow ones, and then the next year we had to be the traveling team, so we had to have an all white apparel. So then they just brought back the old '60s helmets, and then we rocked those, and they got rid of the gold helmet, and then we transitioned into this.
Those were the tightest ones.
So which one do you like the
No,
best?
these. This color
Yeah.
scheme was the tightest uniforms.
Do you like the light brown with the blue, or do you like the gold and blue better?
No, I think
the Eric Dickerson ones are the best?
yeah. Well, Eric Dickerson, Marshall. I'd like the later ones because when Eric was playing, shoulder pads were huge and stuff.
Well, I just meant like
jerseys.
that yellow,
long.
like more yellow
Yeah.
and blue. These are like my least favorite.
they're-
Guys' uniform.
They're not my favorite, but they're not as bad as when I first saw them. It's the bone jerseys that like really
Bone
brought us
jersey.
down. It's like it's not white.
Oh, it's like
It has that
light gray.
one sliver of yellow on the side, and
yeah, those are pretty bad.
So, what are your thoughts about the game?
it's a good game. Injuries really killed us, and Jalen almost killed us. You see that clip?
Where he got the face mask?
No, the last play of the game for them on offense.
Oh, how he was like away from.
Literally fell.
On Jamar Chase?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jamar Chase was wide open. Luckily, Aaron Donald was offside, so he got to the quarterback quick.
Offsides.
He, He was offside.
He's not offside.
He was in fact offside.
Then he lined up in the neutral zone and they didn't call it.
They didn't call it because
He
they
wasn't
weren't.
offside.
Okay. Let
He's
me ask-
lined up right over the ball. You think he gets
Right.
the ball?
Bro, he was offside.
No, his head would literally have to be over the ball to be offside.
It was.
This would have to be the ball, and he'd have to be looking down at it.
Nah, man. He was offside. But, I mean, either way, they didn't call penalties all game. I mean, T. Higgins
It's
literally
all like the last
ripped.
drive.
Yeah,
I know.
the last 30 seconds of the last drive. They called like 6
That,
against the Bengals and 1 against the Rams.
They definitely like gave you guys one though for that like face mask
Oh.
because that hold was not a hold.
Bro, you can't just be holding his hips,
He
man.
didn't hold
He,
it.
he barely touched him.
He was taking Cooper to the dance.
He like put his hand on his hip to go for the ball.
And
No, I'm talking about when Cooper was turning.
he touched him once.
No, he
And
put his hands on his hip so he could stay with him, and then he dove and slapped the ball. I wouldn't have called it, but I'm just saying it's technically like a question. I would have called it.
Did you almost feel like the Saints did in 2018 when he threw Jalen Ramsey by the face mask and they didn't call it?
Nah, I mean,
Well,
it's a
live-
bad call. Yeah,
live, you couldn't tell. Nobody knew.
a ref should have saw that though. Going down the field.
Yeah.
They should be watching that, but I definitely didn't know. I thought he just burnt his ass.
Well,
or
yeah, he just like
tripped or something.
swim moved him. That's what it looked like. Is he just like swim moved past him and Jalen Ramsey just like stumbled. But
Dude,
that was vicious.
such an uncharacter game for him that I didn't even think that was him at that point. I was like, no way. That has to be Darius Williams on the other side. But
We're talking about when Jamar burnt him in that first, like
the first one,
time.
that was just greatness, dude. Like, I can't even be mad at that. Like, he literally one-handed it.
That shit
Like,
was crazy.
Okay, but was that game worse for Jalen or the Buccaneers game? Because Jalen got burned by Mike Evans like 3 drives in a row.
no, the Bucs game, anything was that bad. No, seriously, our offense was like spotting the Bucs at the 50-yard line every time.
That is true.
You know, so our defense
but it
is
just seemed
playing
like
half the field.
it just seemed like they were giving up at the end. To be honest,
I think they just didn't. It was like
they didn't care.
the lead was just gone so fast they couldn't like adjust to it, you know.
Yeah.
And like I said, our offense kept like the defense played the whole second half, you know.
So, do you think Cooper Kupp was MVP or would you give it to AD?
See, I get AD's arguments, right?
I said
Alright,
Cooper
pause.
before they announced.
Before we go on about this, AD is something I said like a week and a half to 2 weeks ago, and ridicule by this man's. He said, "Don't you ever call him AD again." And now he's out here saying AD.
That's just because the Bleacher Report thing I just read said AD, so it was fresh in my mind.
I'm telling. I sent you a link that said AD when it was the fucking right after the
But
Super
who was
Bowl.
AD first?
Okay, Anthony Davis, obviously, but we're talking football here. If we're talking football and I say AD, obviously I'm not like, oh, Anthony Davis.
Okay, but I don't think there should be 2 because I don't even think there should have been 2 LTs.
So should A-Rod be a thing? Aaron
No,
Rodgers?
that's Alex Rodriguez. I've never once called Aaron Rodgers.
Gotta
A-Rod.
evolve.
Huh?
Gotta evolve.
So what about Joe Cool,
Who was Joe Burrow before that?
There's
Joe Montana,
And Joe Namath. both of them.
I prefer Joe Burr.
Yeah, but if you can't say it right, don't say it at all. You know what I'm saying? Roll your R's or just get out.
He's
of it.
not Spanish.
But it's like 6 R's in a row.
Joe Burr.
Bill Burr has a problem with it.
So you do think Cooper Kupp deserved the Super Bowl MVP?
Yes, but my only argument for that is how many dudes on our like front 7 had like 2 sacks? You know, Vaughn had 2, Donald had 2, Floyd had like 1.5. You know,
Yeah.
so like I do think if Cooper didn't get it, Donald should have. But like just look when Odell went down, it literally we didn't have any offense.
And it was the Coop show.
Yeah, like literally, if it wasn't Cooper catching it, we was like
Not doing anything.
at all.
Yeah, the running game was shut down completely.
I've never seen like a unit so depleted than we were going into that going into the second half. Odell was out, Higbee was out, Robert Woods been out, Tutu Atwell's been out. Like we literally had like special teamers guys playing receiver.
And you had no run game.
Huh?
Literally no run game at all.
Because they knew it was like Skoronek's gonna beat us. Van Jefferson gonna beat us. Like
Well, I
it's
thought
like-
Van Jefferson wasn't a bad receiver.
He's okay.
He's not bad.
Like before Odell got there, wasn't he like a key part of your guys' offense with Robert Woods in the lineup?
I think he's a good third receiver. Like, I don't trust him to beat one-on-one coverage.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So it's just zones.
Yeah. Or scheme offense. I'll give you that. We don't have guys that just like will go up and Jamar chase you or Moss you, but
So have you seen the new report? The AD said they have to bring back OBJ and Vaughn for him to not retire.
I kind of think that's a contract thing.
He's
Yeah,
trying to get a big deal.
because he's not in his contract year and he just wants extra money.
Like, I think in his mind, maybe he is mulling it over a little bit, but he's like, well, if he ain't gonna bring these two back, then I want this money. You know, like,
That is fair.
it's like, who doesn't want to run it back? You know, he's not
Yeah.
old.
Who is that? The only two that they need to resign?
Nah, we got like those two, Darius Williams, Sony Michelle.
Do you need Sony Michelle?
Higbee should be coming up. See, the thing is, I'd rather have Sony over Daryl, even though Daryl had the best game in the Super Bowl out of the three. But I'd let him go if we had to. I'd let Darius Williams go too, honestly.
Didn't he have a big Super Bowl game though?
Well, I didn't hear his name, so.
Who was that dude that kept stopping Joe Mixon on the run? 94?
Aaron Donald?
No, I think it was 94.
Oh, Floyd?
Oh yeah, Floyd.
I kind of thought we did like a stopping by committee thing, you know?
Yeah.
But do you guys even need OBJ if Robert Woods be back?
I think so. Because health is an issue, you know? Robert's going to be coming back from injury. OBJ will come back from injury.
That's crazy. That's like the same injury.
Plus, like, if
Did
you
they
look-
officially announce it was ACL time?
I haven't seen it yet. But the thing is, he probably just hasn't gone in yet, you know? Been parading and stuff.
if you look at like the three receiver teams, like why would the Rams not want to be a three receiver team? You got the Bengals who literally made it off of their three receiver team. Like
I mean,
their
there's
offense
honestly at least
terrible.
1 year deals because y'all ain't got no draft picks now. So it's
Yeah.
like you need to
So
sign
yeah,
something.
if you lose these people, is your future just shit out of luck or what?
I don't think so, because we're in a prime destination, you know? Who doesn't want to play in LA?
They have no fans.
We have more fans than Chargers.
You're comparing it to another team that moved to LA.
Give us some time, man. We just got here.
It's been 5 years.
And
Is okay? Have you seen the Super Bowl parade? Like, did you see what it was?
Nope.
It was under a mile
it's fine.
because they had nobody to. Like LeBron was like, I want to be a part of the parade to try to bring attraction to this parade.
All right, let me put it to you this way. Would you rather play in the NFC division game, where it's freezing and cold as hell, or would you rather play in the division game where it's nice and warm?
Well, obviously you want to play in the warmth, but why would you want to play with no fans? Y'all couldn't even sell out a game during the season.
What are you talking about?
Y'all didn't sell out tickets.
I guarantee you blanked Derrick Henry's mind. He's like, would I rather play for the Titans or would I rather play for the Rams? He'd go to LA.
But if you
He
look at
doesn't
the
get that cold.
that, and
Cold
if you
enough.
if you look at the teams, why would he want to play for the Rams when the Titans have the greatest quarterback of all time, Ryan Tannehill?
I don't know.
You haven't been shitting on that dude since you guys lost.
Bro, we got AJ Brown, top 3 receiver in the league.
What does that have to do with Ryan Tannehill? That's what I
It
was
takes
talking-
pressure off Derrick Henry.
Not if Ryan Tannehill can't throw the ball.
AJ Brown's gonna get his.
He ain't- What happened in the Bengals game? He ain't getting nothing.
He got 145 yards
And a L.
and a touchdown.
And a L.
That ain't his fault.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. We're talking about Ryan Tannehill.
But Derrick Henry was hurt, just came back from injury, still playing hurt. Like, Derrick Henry's not going to just want
Cam
to.
didn't get that excuse.
But Ryan Tannehill.
Cam's been back for like 6 weeks.
Ryan
The
Tannehill has.
Buccaneers game was literally his second game.
So he's been back for
No,
4 weeks at
when
this
he was
time.
fumbling, no one was saying anything.
Bro, everybody was saying it. He
No,
literally.
about his injury
Yeah,
causing.
he came
But-
back in like, what, 8 weeks? And
This
it's
is-
like a 6-month.
This is
injury?
like.
It's like a year.
This is like
Exactly.
the third year in a row that Ryan Tannehill has costed you guys the
I'm
playoffs.
talking about Cam, bro.
Cam Newton?
Akers.
That's what I'm saying.
His injury was like a year.
He was gone for a year?
He should have been gone for.
Yeah, and
He
he was
got-
gone for like 8 weeks, right?
No,
Something
he was
like that?
gone. He got hurt
12
in
weeks?
training camp, right?
Yeah, it started like right before preseason.
Yeah.
Oh, so like 14 weeks.
Yeah, but don't give him an excuse.
What
Like
do you
you're
mean?
giving Derrick Henry an excuse.
Have you heard any of the sports analysts?
Yeah, they're
good
saying
ones?
Cam Akers got to hold on to the ball.
But have you heard of any of the good ones?
Who were the good ones?
PFT, Big Cat.
Who the hell are they?
These are comedy analysts that he listens
They're
to.
not
on podcasts.
but they're good. They actually know football. Like they're not biased people. They're not like
How if they're biased to your favorite player?
they're not. They actually shit on the Titans all year.
Shit on the Titans.
I'm not
Okay.
lying.
Is that the sequel?
Would you?
Everybody shit on the Titans this year.
Would you tell Matt Stafford get your ass to Green Bay if they traded him for Aaron Rodgers?
No,
Nah, I wouldn't.
Really?
Aaron Rodgers ain't winning a Super Bowl.
I mean, like,
He had
That's like his
Devontae
favorite
Adams.
QB
bro.
right now.
if they were the same age, I would.
Favorite, or he just thinks he's the best in the NFL right now? Like, is Aaron Rodgers your actual favorite QB in the NFL right now?
No.
You just think he's
Yeah.
Is it Matt
Overall,
Stafford
best.
now just because of this?
No.
Then who's your favorite QB?
I don't know, like a defined favorite. Like, no, I'm not telling you defined favorite. Like, you know, some days I like Lamar, some days I like Kyler, some days I like Matthew Stafford. Yeah.
Joe.
Then why do
Joe
you
Burrow.
always pick Aaron Rodgers and Madden?
I think he's the best.
Yeah, that's just common sense. Like in 2014, you're picking Tom Brady.
I'm not.
No, I'm not.
I'd never pick
Tom Brady
on
is the
Madden
greatest
ever.
quarterback of all time. Undoubtedly.
He's the best winner.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly.
No.
If I was building a quarterback, I wouldn't build Tom Brady. Is all I'm saying.
No, you would probably build a running quarterback because that's the most fun.
No, I'm just saying. Who,
No,
okay.
he means like in real life, not like Madden.
It's the most fun to watch.
No, but I'm just saying, like,
But you want to win.
you don't want Tom's speed. You don't want Tom's arm.
Why not?
What do you mean, why not?
He can't.
He's
throw that
accurate. He can throw it deep enough. He was throwing deep balls to Randy Moss.
far. That's Randy Moss.
That's 1 year.
He's. I sound like Devin now, thanks to you guys, because you guys are shitting on Tom Brady more than I ever did.
I'm just saying. He's not.
I've always shitted on Tom Brady
For no reason.
legit reasons. He's the like Cam Jordan said. He's the best winner. He's not the best quarterback. There's way more talented.
I'd want
quarterbacks
Tom's
than him.
intangibles.
He knows how to win. I will give him that. But Peyton Manning had a way better IQ. Lamar Jackson, Pat Mahomes, they're way more athletic. Aaron Rodgers is way more accurate in power and like throwing power.
So Tom Brady's
Drew Brees is way more accurate.
career, Patrick Mahomes' career, who would you take?
I'm not saying career.
Yeah, but I'm saying-
giving
I mean,
you he's
Pat
the better
Mahomes-
winner.
has already been to 2, and he has like 10 years left, if not more.
You're telling me Tom Brady didn't go to a Super Bowl the first year he started, which was his second year? He did, and he won it.
But his stats were
Should have been
trash.
there though.
But he was.
He should have been.
But he was.
But he should have been.
They won 7 Super Bowls.
He fumbled.
But think of all the teams around him. Everyone's like, "Oh, he did it with the Bucks." Did you see that team? It was ridiculous.
Okay.
Who wouldn't win with that team? And then you remember when he was out, Matt Castle got them 10 wins,
You're
11.
telling me
11 wins.
You're telling me Jared Goff would win with the Bucks last year? No.
He maybe not at all, but he would take them pretty far. He took them with the Rams.
You're telling me
Hold on.
Jared
What's that
Goff is-
supposed to mean?
I'm saying Jared Goff is ass, but he on
You're
a
telling
good
me
team, he
you're
could
telling
ride
me
it to the
Goff's
Super
not
Bowl.
ass.
you're
Yeah, Goff is ass.
He's
You're
not
t-
ass.
you're
He's
telling me-
two-time Pro Bowler, bro.
he's decent.
Because of
he's
his
an
team.
average quarterback.
Nah, bro, he's good.
He's an average quarterback.
He's
You're
not
telling
doing
me-
Matt Stafford things in.
You're telling me Drew Lock.
He's losing.
You're telling me you're telling me Drew Lock or Sam Darnold is taking that Bucks team to a Super Bowl?
I said a good quarterback.
No, you
not
said
trash.
any. You said put any quarterback.
No, I
there
said
and they're gonna
who's
win.
not. I didn't say any quarterback, but any average QB can go.
You're telling me
pretty far.
Ryan Tannehill would have went there and not thrown 3 picks? He probably would have. He had AJ Brown, bro.
You keep saying AJ.
AJ Brown is not Mike Evans.
He's
Antonio
better than
Brown,
Mike Evans.
Gronkowski.
Hey, get this dude on for a tier list of receivers. See where we put AJ.
AJ Brown is literally in the top tier of the NFL right now.
I give him a B.
Is it all time or what?
No, just right now. I give him a B.
Who's better than him?
Jamar Chase.
Nope.
Jefferson.
Nope.
Devontae Adams.
Maybe.
Mike Evans.
No, that's out of pocket.
Cooper Kupp.
I'm not talking about Mike Evans when he's playing Lattimore.
Cooper Kupp had A.J. Brown season
Cooper
twice
Kupp,
this year.
No, he didn't.
He did.
AJ Brown had over 1,000 yards.
Cooper had 2,500.
Maybe all purpose.
No, you include the playoffs. He had 2,500.
He had 1,900 yards this season.
Yeah, in playoffs he beasted 2,500. 20 touchdowns or 22 touchdowns.
So he had 2 times basically every other receiver.
That's why he should have been MVP of the league.
That's what we were going to talk about also.
Yeah,
do
do you think he got
MVP
snubbed?
I think so.
I think everybody agrees that he got snubbed.
He got
Especially Aaron Rodgers it was just another Aaron Rodgers season. It wasn't anything spectacular. He had a better season last year than he did this year.
It was like
Tom Brady had a better year this year than
Wait,
Aaron
did you
did.
say Aaron Donald got snubbed?
he's a
No,
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers won it, and he shouldn't
He
have.
shouldn't have. No.
Like, he wasn't even the best QB, like,
Yeah.
stats-wise, or wins-wise. Well, wins-wise
Wins
he was,
wise. That's
but
the only
not
thing.
stats-wise.
The only thing he had was his team had the best record in the NFL.
It's hard not to vote for Aaron Rodgers though, because he always like has the best touchdown interception ratio though. And that's huge.
I guess, but that's why, like, I don't know. It's
But
hard
Cooper
to, like...
Kupp had 1,900 regular season yards as a receiver. That's
Almost
like
2K.
that's like not something that a lot of receivers do.
Dude, he came in second in yards, second in catches. He broke our receiving touchdown record, but
And isn't he, like, the only wide receiver to win the Triple Crown
Crown,
since
yeah.
Jerry Rice?
and Steve Smith.
And he did all of these. He won the Triple Crown. He won the Super Bowl and the Super Bowl MVP all in
And
the same season.
Offensive Player of the Year.
And Offensive Player of the Year in the same season, where all the other 2 Triple Crown winners did those 2 things.
That's why I think they should do Best
in different
QB
seasons.
and
Yeah.
then just a separate award.
Well, they do have the best QB.
They
And
don't
then-
actually give an award for that. That's just in Madden.
That's
Well,
true.
they have the All-Pro team. So that's like kind of.
But it's like bold that like the last non-QB was Adrian Peterson. Like, how is that?
Yeah.
That was
Like-
10 years ago.
I used to think if Calvin Johnson doesn't win it that one year, how does any receiver ever win it? But after this season and Cooper didn't do it, it's like, you
Yeah.
can't do it.
Yeah,
It's just impossible.
If he broke 2K, do you think they would have gave it to him?
No.
No.
That's
If
insane.
Cooper does it again next year, do you think they give it to him?
He did it again. It depends on what kind of year Stafford has,
That is true.
you know?
So what if Derrick Henry didn't get injured? He stayed on his path and been the first 2-time
I don't think
2,000
he would have
years,
got it.
What if he broke Eric Dickerson's record?
which he would have,
I don't think he would have got it.
which is some
What?
shit.
But they
That's
gave it
crazy.
to AP and he was 8 yards short.
Yeah, but like picture if AP's year, like let's say Brandon Marshall was on Cooper Kupp's pace and they were fighting in the same season. I think somebody like Peyton would have snuck and stole it, or Tom would have snuck and stole it, or something like
Well,
that.
but then why didn't like Tom, Payton, or Aaron take it from AP?
Because there was nobody taking votes away from AP, is what I'm saying. You know, if Derrick Henry and Cooper Kupp were having this season, they would have been taking votes from each other. Because Cooper got one.
Cooper got 1 vote.
He got one vote.
And what
So
was
it
it,
all
like-
went to Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady?
That's crazy.
Like, if Derrick Henry's having this season, they're like, well, Cooper Kupp's doing this in the receiving yards. And then they're like, well, Derrick Henry's doing that.
Breaking news. The NFL sucks at picking MVPs.
That's why I feel like it's kind of getting to the point where the Offensive Player of the Year is like the actual MVP.
For real.
They just elevate that above it.
But then it's also like, you remember, I was just talking to Derek's dad about this. When J.J. Watt had 22 sacks,
He should have won it.
7 total touchdowns, including 3 on offense, like 10 forced fumbles, a couple interceptions.
But defensive player will probably never win it
That's
again.
that. How was he not?
Isn't
the most
Charles
valuable
Woodson the
player?
only one who? No,
No,
yeah.
he won.
Lawrence
He was
Taylor.
the last
Heisman.
one to win the Heisman. Yeah.
Lawrence Taylor.
I think he's the only one.
Damn.
Yeah. That's crazy. I get QBs, they're like important, and of course they're gonna get the bulk of the stats. But I don't think that makes Aaron Donald was more valuable than Matt Stafford.
Well,
like,
T.J. Watt was more valuable than Aaron Rodgers was to the Packers. T.J. Watt was the most valuable player on the Steelers.
I think Devontae Adams is more of a factor than Aaron Rodgers. Because if Aaron Rodgers doesn't have Devontae Adams,
He doesn't
he's
know
not
who to throw
having
to.
as good a season.
Well, that's why they lost against the 49ers, because he lost Randall Cobb was out, so he didn't have a trusted
Devontae
guy.
Adams was just
So
double covered the whole
yeah, and
game.
he still targeted Devontae Adams the whole time.
That's why like everyone's like, oh, the Packers let Aaron Rodgers down. Like, did they? Because he did not play well that game, like at all.
No.
That's what I'm saying. You would have much rather played in LA.
But would
Out
you
of that
trade?
snow.
Would you trade Ryan Tannehill, Julio Jones, and your first round pick for Aaron Rodgers?
And Devontae?
And no.
Then yes, probably.
Fair enough.
Bro, Julio did nothing this year.
Or did he not get nothing?
He was
Bro,
hurt
he's
for like
literally
80%,
hurt
bro.
every season.
Because it's cold.
He's been hurt for the last 5 years.
He wouldn't have been hurt in LA.
Atlanta's in the
Atlanta
dome.
is warm. Georgia doesn't get as cold as
It's hard to get a touchdown when, as soon as Matt Ryan snaps the ball, he's sacked.
It also
Joe
helps.
Burrows, bro.
Doesn't help. It doesn't help having Matt Ryan.
Hey,
You go
say
from
that.
Matt Ryan to Matt Ryan 2.0.
You know who has more yards, though? No, Matt Ryan and Aaron Rodgers?
Matt Ryan.
We know has more yards
By
than
like
both of them.
6,000.
You know has more yards than both of them.
Drew Brees.
Yeah, but Drew played like 60 years. Right?
Drew Brees played 3 more seasons than Aaron right now.
Yeah, Matt's got plenty of time.
Who?
Matt.
Matt Ryan.
Okay, but Aaron Rodgers doesn't.
What do you mean? How far is he behind Drew Brees?
Like more than 6,000 yards. If Matt Ryan's that far ahead of him.
Hey, Flip, can you look this up for us? Yeah, I got you, son.
When did Drew get drafted?
2003.
Hard. Because Drew had the injury. Aaron didn't start for the first few years, so it's like, when's the real starting point here?
So he has
Yeah,
80.
that's good.
Huh?
But then now
Drew
Aaron's
Brees
played.
has 80,000.
I know
Matt Ryan has
61.
59.
59. Hey, man, he's still...
30,000 in 3 years? Fuck no.
Wait, not 3 years. It's like 7.
7 years?
Yeah, Matt Ryan got drafted.
Bro,
like,
Aaron
08.
Rodgers has 55.
Yeah. But he didn't start, like I was saying.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be a big thing about Patrick Mahomes, why he won't be on these lists.
Look who's climbing, though.
Aaron Rodgers. Or
Matt Stafford.
why would Pat Mahomes
Wait.
not be on these lists?
Because he sat behind Alex Smith for 2 years.
One.
I thought it was
just
2.
one.
Oh.
And he throws for like 4,000 to 5,000 every year.
Yeah, not for long.
That's what people said after the first year. Oh, people will figure him out.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean, Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce can't both resign.
Why not?
They gave Patrick Mahomes $500,000.
500,000.
$500 million.
Yeah, the salary cap's always jumping up.
You think they're going to have enough room to re-sign Tyreek Hill?
Okay, Travis
And
Kelce
Travis
has
Kelce.
like 4 more years, maybe 3 to 4.
Yeah, we'll even one.
In his
resign these
career?
guys.
He's like 32.
So you think he's going to stop at 36? He's still in like peak mode.
Tight ends and wide receivers can't go as long. Gronk's like 34, and he's like on the brink of collapsing.
Gronk was injured in college. He came out of college injured and played injured his whole career.
I guess, but like name besides Antonio Gates and
Tony Gonzalez.
yeah, what
Teddy Bruschi.
Mercedes
he
Lewis.
played for like 11 years. All right, Mercedes Lewis, but he didn't play at a high level that long.
Jared Cook is at like year 12
Like,
already.
for like 11 years. He's
Jimmy
not playing
Graham.
at a high level now either.
He's still decent. He was never like a
Constant.
top tight end. He had like one season where he was like a top 3 tight end.
I didn't hear at a high level.
Me neither.
'Cause I
He
was-
just said,
You
Yeah.
said Travis Kelce's killing it, and I said he can't do that for more than like 3 to 4 years.
I'm just
Why
saying I'm
not?
going to scratch Jimmy Graham off.
You
that
think he's
list
going to be
real fast.
35, killing it?
Darren Waller just started killing it and he's like 32. Now he's like 28, but he just started.
Exactly. Travis Kelce did it. He's been doing it for a while.
So,
You can't play that high level that long, especially as a receiver. Quarterback, yeah, because you're protected. But if you're taking hits every play,
but Travis Kelce's huge. The hits that he's,
Gronkowski's bigger than Travis Kelce.
again,
Yeah.
he has issues. Travis Kelce's not getting injured.
Okay, what about Jimmy Graham? He had like 4 good years.
Jimmy Graham is still decent.
He doesn't even play anymore. What do you mean still decent?
He plays.
He was on the Bears.
He's on the Bears.
He had
This
a
year?
decent year, yeah.
I don't think so.
Yes,
He's on the Bears.
100%. He caught the last touchdown and left.
No, that was on the Saints 2 years ago.
No, that was the Bears this year, bro.
No, it was when the Bears played us 2 years ago because Drew Brees was playing still.
No, it was with Justin Fields.
No, it was Trubisky. I'm not saying that Jimmy Graham's not on the team still, but that play he's talking about was 2 years ago.
There you go. Bears. Correct team.
And
How many yards did he have this year?
8,000.
8,000?
3 touchdowns.
I said yards. Nobody have like 20 yards.
200.
Yeah, see, that's why nobody.
That's a tight end. That's decent.
No, it is not.
The only tight ends that get massive yards are the elite ones.
But tight ends specialties are supposed to be touchdowns.
They have Clements.
Who?
The young tight end that's on the Bears.
I don't know who that is. So he's okay.
Oh
I'm trying
god.
to see how many games he played, but I can't.
It's probably like 4 or 5 maybe.
No, I mean, it looks like he played in at least like 9.
That's even worse because he played a lot and didn't get nothing.
Got 200 yards.
That's like 20 yards a game if he played 10.
Who was his quarterback?
Eric's prodigy.
Exactly. What good
The Red
quarterback has
Rocket.
ever come out of Ohio State?
That is.
Terrell Pryor.
What good quarterback has ever come out of Ohio State?
But he also had the Red Rocket.
So who's he playing with? Like I said, Nick Foles is probably the best one. Couldn't even get in. You know, going back to the Rams here, he was talking about old receivers and made me think of this guy. I don't know how the Rams season would have went down if Deshaun didn't diva his way out of LA.
Think it would have been worse or better.
I don't know. Because, like, if he doesn't leave,
You don't get OBJ.
yeah, do we get OBJ? Does Robert still get hurt? Do we make it to the Super Bowl, right? And let's say we do have OBJ, and he goes down. Can Deshaun get open in the second half, you know? It's like, I don't know.
If he's being guarded by Eli Apple.
Probably.
Is Cooper Kupp the best receiver the Rams have ever had?
Not yet.
But
He's had
there's
the best season,
possibility.
though. Yeah, no, door's wide open for him to do it. But like how everyone's saying Stafford's like a first ballot Hall of Famer now. I was like, let him finish first.
So-
You know?
He is 100% a Hall of Famer, though.
He's making the Hall of Fame now.
Stafford?
Yeah, he might not be first ballot.
Yeah.
With the Super Bowl, there's possibilities now that he's first ballot. But, like, even with the Lions, he was a Hall of Fame. He had a Hall of Fame career,
I think
stats-wise.
he's on projection too, right? Like if he retired tomorrow, I don't think he should.
Why?
Because
He has damn near 50,000 yards.
I don't know. He's not top 10 in anything.
Isn't he top 10 receiver or passing leader?
No, he's 12.
All right, is Dan Fouts top 10 in anything?
Did he win?
No. The Chargers ain't got no Super Bowl.
He is top 10 and stuff.
What?
He's 18th in passing leaders.
Dan Fouts?
Yeah.
But look at all these guys who's passed him. Carson Palmer, Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, Eli Manning, Matt Ryan, Phillip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Brett Favre. So he was like 4th when he retired.
All right.
You know?
But is Philip Rivers better than Dan Fouts?
Who said Phillip Rivers was getting into the Hall of Fame?
You don't think Philip Rivers is getting in the Hall of Fame?
I don't know. He wouldn't get in first ballot. No.
So, Tom Brady retired this year, right?
Okay.
Ben Roethlisberger retired this year. Is Ben Roethlisberger a first ballot with Tom Brady?
Yes.
Yeah. I think they should both go in.
And do you
But-
think Tom Brady's ruining Ben Roethlisberger's goodbye tour?
Goodbye tour's over.
Yeah, but he retired. He announced it the whole season. Then Tom Brady.
He didn't announce
last
it the whole season.
Bro, everybody knew. He didn't just come out and say it.
And he was
Everybody
being
knew.
pushed out the door, right?
Bro,
Is,
Mans couldn't move.
Is Eli Manning first ballot?
Yes.
I don't think he should.
He has 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, but he has a 500 record.
That's what I was just gonna say.
So does Matthew.
If you were gonna
Matthew
say
Stafford
yes,
has a below 500.
That's
That's what I was saying. I don't think he should just get.
see, I thought you were gonna say yes, and I was gonna be like, so how does Matt Stafford not? But they're like similar.
Because he needs to get a second ring.
I mean, I'm defend Eli all the time, so you're saying this to the wrong dude.
I think Eli should get in, just not first ballot.
What about Peyton Manning?
He's been first.
Yeah. I mean, do you think he should be first ballot?
There's a case.
Stafford?
Oh. Nah.
There's a case.
There's a case
There's
for
a
it.
case? Like, he'll always get that argument
I
that
think
if he had talent, he could have done it. But I'm just saying,
If he has one more good year, yes. If he like you said, if he rode into the sunset now, I think he gets it in second year.
You don't think
second?
you don't think the fact that the first time he leaves Detroit actually has a coach, a team behind him, he wins the Super Bowl, and he helps his receiver have the greatest receiving year.
Greatest
Yeah, I was gonna say he's thrown for the two greatest wide receiver
Well, yeah.
seasons
So
ever.
both of the greatest receiving seasons ever come from his receivers.
But you know what? On the flip end, you're like, well, he had the greatest receiver ever, and he had the second greatest receiver ever season.
Okay, but if
So it's like those guys.
you think if like what was his
You
name?
can try to say that.
What was his
But
name?
That's what they'll say when they're arguing if he's first
The
ballot.
dude who was back up to Matt Stafford, Dan.
Orlowski.
You think if he's in, Calvin Johnson's having that season?
No. I mean,
Do you think
Calvin wouldn't have like a 1,200-yard season though?
But do you think Coop's having a 1,900-yard regular season with Jared Goff?
No. Again, he could be better than Goff, but still not be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Coop's best season before this was 1,059 yards.
When he gets hurt.
Matthews, this was a full season.
With an extra game.
No, when he had the 1,000-yard 59.
Oh.
1,059
Yeah,
yard
he
season.
also had an extra game.
So 900 yards in one game.
No, but I'm saying Cooper's getting better too now. When was that season?
2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Last year he had like 957.
But he got hurt?
Last year.
Yeah.
For how many games? 2?
I think
No,
the
he missed
year
the playoff game.
the year before they went to the Super Bowl, I don't even think he played.
He didn't make it.
Yeah.
I thought he had 500 yards. Yeah, he had like 500 yards.
I mean,
And then he got hurt. And then the year we went, he got hurt in that game, right?
He got hurt, but he didn't get hurt for the season yet. That like
Led
was
to
the
season.
start of it.
Okay.
Yeah. But like I say, I think if we had Cooper Kupp, we might have beat the Patriots in that game. Yeah. Look at the difference he makes. You know.
Do you think if Sean McVay lost this Super Bowl, the Rams fire him?
fire him? Yeah,
I don't think so.
But that's just showing you can't win in the big league, like the big time. You
Yeah,
can't win the show.
But his head was so tight behind his back in the second half. Like, it's not his fault Jalen got thrown to the ground and we gave up the touchdown and lost the lead like that.
True, it's not, but it's also not his fault that you guys couldn't score points.
Yeah, but it's also not his fault entirely that we couldn't score points.
But as a coach, you need to be able to make those
You
game-time decisions.
don't go into the Super Bowl being like, okay, I'm going to draw this play in case Odell gets hurt. Tyler might not be back, so let me draw up these plays for these two backup tight ends just in case. Like, no one's thinking like that.
Okay, but he had to have been thinking, let me draw these plays up if Tyler Higbee's not in.
Okay, but so he already had that on, and then Odell gets hurt in the first or second quarter. And then
You're telling me OBJ is that much better than Jefferson?
yes.
Did you see what he did with the Browns? Not shit.
Did you see who the quarterback was?
An injured quarterback.
No. No, when they were on that run, that was through the running game. Baker's job was to not mess up.
Baker had a good season 2 years ago.
Yeah, doing this.
No, he had good passing season.
I think he only had like 3,000 yards.
I think it was closer to 4.
Maybe.
The man had OBJ. He had Jarvis Landry. He had Njoku. Not a good season.
Well, Njoku was injured like 85%.
Who's the other tight end? Is it Hooper?
Mhm.
Yeah.
He has Hooper.
Yeah, he's...
And he had
He has Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb.
what's that other
Kareem
receiver?
was injured literally the whole season.
Was
Basically, he played like 2.
Who's that third receiver? The young dude. He's fast as fuck.
Yeah, Peoples Jones.
he? Schwartz?
No.
Anthony
Oh,
Schwartz?
the rookie?
Mhm.
It's Schwartz.
No.
Anthony Schwartz.
I'm telling you.
Peoples Jones is the third one in the lineup. He became the number 2 once OBJ left. And he was the best receiver.
Higgins.
They have the Higgins too?
Rashard Higgins, yeah.
Huh.
That dude's fast as hell, and he had a pretty decent season.
Decent? How can he have a decent season if his quarterback's Baker Mayfield? OBJ didn't have a decent season.
Oh my god. Again, you guys are doing this
OBJ
thing.
did have a decent season. What are you talking about? As soon as he left the Browns, he had like more touchdowns and yards than he did 2 seasons with the Browns.
That's what I'm saying.
Is there not 10 quarterbacks who take over Baker?
So
right
how's
now?
that OBJ?
10? Yes. There's 10 quarterbacks that take over Ryan Tannehill right now.
How about 15?
Yes.
So there's 15 you take over Baker?
And Ryan Tannehill.
So that makes Baker a lesser than average quarterback,
So Ryan Tannehill's lesser than average quarterback?
according to you.
Would you take 15 quarterbacks over Baker?
I think so.
Would you take 15 quarterbacks over Ryan Tannehill?
I might take Ryan over Baker.
Me
Legitimate.
too, probably.
So what's your argument here?
I know you're not you're not defending yourself.
And I like Baker. He went to Oklahoma, but I'm just saying he hasn't produced.
I'm telling you, 2 seasons ago he did that.
1 year.
Doing this.
No!
Dog, they literally rode Nick Chubb to the playoffs.
Nick Chubb literally had like 80 less carries than the top 10 rushers, and he was number 2.
Because he was splitting
Well,
with Kareem.
So, 2019, the season in question, he did have 3,800 yards, only 22 touchdowns, and 21 interceptions.
so is Jameis a fraud because he threw for 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions?
Not on the Saints.
Was he on the Bucks?
Yeah.
Was he a fraud?
I don't get
Who-
you what you're arguing.
Who said Jameis was like elite?
You don't think Jameis is an elite quarterback?
He's good. He's not elite.
Yeah.
I'd put him at Baker's level.
Baker's level? You
Jameis?
I'd say he's over Baker.
They're in the same fight as all of them.
I think
Well-
Jameis has good movement and a stronger arm than Baker. And you're putting one season. The rest of his seasons on the Bucks are pretty good. And he did not. If you gave him that Tom Brady Bucks team, he's doing something.
Didn't he have Chris Godwin and Mike Evans the year before?
He did.
Yeah, but he didn't have that defense. He didn't have Antonio Brown. He didn't have Rob Gronkowski. He didn't have Bruce
Antonio
Arians.
Brown like came in and was just this,
Yeah, Bruce Arians.
Are you sure?
yeah. Bruce Arians been there for what 3-4 years?
They were together for like 1 year.
Yeah, so
Okay.
3 years.
Still,
But still, he didn't have all that defense to carry him. He didn't have those running backs.
Are you saying Tom Brady had a defense to carry him?
Yes.
Didn't they put up like 34 points in the Super Bowl?
Who?
they didn't need to though.
Okay, and they held the Chiefs to like 10.
3.
Was it 30?
They didn't score a touchdown. I know that.
Ah.
It was 3. It was like 34 to 3.
Yeah. Jameis didn't have nearly. He had no run game.
But to be fair, to this guy's credit, Jameis was spotting some of those sevens.
What do you mean? Spotting?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Like throwing them picks right into his 7 points the other way. So it looks like the defense was giving up more. Because he had Levante David and Dom Sue.
Are you sure?
What?
I don't think Dom Sue came later.
Dom Sue went right to the Bucks right after we lost.
Maybe.
Bum.
Yeah. Okay, but they didn't have like, what's his name? Pierre Paul and shit. And that who's that?
I'm pretty sure he was there too.
Yeah, Jason Pierre-Paul been there for like 6 years. 5 years.
No way.
I don't know about 5, but he's been there a minute.
Mhm.
'Cause he went to Oakland for like a season and then he was in Tampa. That's why he sucks.
Who? OB. Pierre Paul or Jameis?
Not like 4 years.
4 years. You know we gave Pierre Paul his first playoff loss? That's what Cooper Cup does.
You know why? He's made the playoffs like 3 times.
He's got 2 championships. Is he
One
first ballot?
No. Maybe, actually. He's pretty good.
He's not first ballot.
No, a lot of defensive players aren't first ballot. I think defensive players have it harder than offensive players
Why?
because they can't as easily put up the stats that, get the stats as like, oh, that's an amazing season. Like, you see like 3 or 4 defensive players putting up these stats that you're like, oh, that dude's a beast. You know what I'm saying? Like, is J.J. Watt a first ballot
Yes.
in the 6 6 seasons all together he's played?
I'd say yes, but it is tough. But you see how great he was. You know,
He
like
was,
a 2-time defensive player of the year or something. See, that's another thing. Matt don't even have those.
Aaron Donald's a 2-time defensive player of the year, right? 3? Yeah, and one of them was TJ Watt got snubbed.
No.
2, yeah, last year.
Let TJ get double teamed as much as Aaron Donald. See what he does.
Okay, but how is Matt Stafford ever going to get the MVP on the Lions?
Win.
Because it was all his fault.
Well, no, I'm just saying. They said Matt has been to the Pro Bowl like twice. Matt's been Player of the Week 3 times. He has a 73-9 record against winning teams. So it's like, those are great.
You mean a 9 and 73?
Okay, but name,
Looks like 73 and 9 is really good.
Yeah.
name the third best player he's had.
I'm not a Lions fan.
But are you a a Ravens fan?
Who's the
I
third
like
best
the
player
Ravens.
Lamar Jackson's ever had?
No, let's go old like he did. Who's the third best player Matt Hasselbeck has ever had?
The third best?
So he had Sean Alexander. He had Anquan Bolden, right? No, he wasn't there at the time.
I don't think he's ever played for Seattle.
He didn't? The Ravens and the...
He played for the Cardinals, he played for the 49ers, he played for the
Cardinals.
Ravens.
Sidney Rice.
Did he play with Matt Hasselbeck?
Yeah, I think so.
I think like Matt Hasselbeck's last 2 years.
Sidney Rice was in Minnesota for most of the time.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But see, it's tough. I don't know.
Okay, but Matt Hasselbeck's not on the edge of being a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Because he didn't win a Super Bowl.
He doesn't have stats to back it up either.
Huh?
Matt
He doesn't have
Hasselbeck's not in the top 15 for passing yards either.
I don't even think he's in the top 20.
Probably not.
Is Lamar?
He's been playing for like 5 years.
But you gave me a weird scenario.
All right.
Matt Ryan. Who's Matt Ryan's third best player ever?
Roddy White.
So who's second?
Julio.
Who's first?
Oh. Yeah. All right. Then probably. Okay. Probably Michael Turner then.
I was like,
what?
what?
I don't know why I was like counting Matt Ryan as the first.
He plays with himself.
Or
Every
no. It is Roddy White because he had Antonio Gonzalez. So it'd be Julio,
Tony Gonzalez.
whatever. It'd be Julio, Tony, Roddy White, then like Michael Turner.
It's easy to do Matt Ryan, though, because they were recently good.
And
they're
he's in your division.
Yeah.
Matt Stafford's been recently good too. He's played the same amount of time as Matt Ryan.
Who do you have? Calvin Johnson.
When were they good?
Cooper Kupp.
Who?
The Lions.
That's my point.
You just said they were recently good.
Okay, but not recently good, but recently. And actually, the Falcons have had like 3 good years in that time span.
They went to the Super Bowl. You could just literally name guys
And
off that team.
Roddy White and Michael Turner did not play in that Super Bowl.
Alright, but those guys played
Either
forever.
did Tony Gonzalez.
Those guys played forever, so it's easy to be like, oh yeah. Matt
Okay,
played
but
for
that's
those
my
guys.
point. Is like besides Calvin Johnson, name another player that had an impact on the Lions.
Lions fan.
It doesn't matter.
And they're not
You're
in
not
my-
a Falcons fan either.
They're not in my division, though.
Either are the Falcons.
No, I'm related to Falcons fans.
So name the third best player that Kurt Warner ever had on the Cardinals.
Me?
They're in your division.
Larry Fitzgerald, Anquan Bolden. Oh, who do I want to pick for that? I'll give it to Wilson, Adrian Wilson.
Didn't he have Chandler Jones back then?
All right, so since we're doing the Matt Stafford thing,
But I'm just saying, good players, no matter if they're on your team or division, you still know them.
Yeah, but
All
Brett
right,
is
so-
like a hard
Yeah,
example.
no,
like I'm
because
supposed to
they
find
have
another
no-
guy's been losing
yeah, I'm trying to think
and
of
was
like,
supposed to be good.
like if Mark Sanchez went to another team and won a Super Bowl, but in the Jets he sucked. So that's
Okay.
a really, really good one.
All right, who's the third best player Carson Palmer ever played with?
Well, I mean, he had Chad Ochocinco, T.J. Houshmandzadeh.
See, he's hard too because he bounced around
Pac-Man
from team
Jones.
to team.
That's a defensive player, bro.
Well, I would just go on overall.
Yeah, I didn't know we were specifically talking offense.
Yeah, but if you're thinking Carson Palmer's not playing with
All
Pac-Man
right.
Jones.
What's
Fucking
I mean, Giovanni Bernard
Helps
was
to have a
with
good defense.
Carson
though.
Wright.
Maybe his first year. But fucking
Larry
I was
Fitzgerald.
about to name
He
it
played
up.
with Larry Fitzgerald with the Cardinals.
Yeah. That's why Carson was kind of a bad example.
Yeah, because Matt Ryan literally played with bums and Calvin Johnson.
Okay, but
Stafford.
okay. The most
Matt
notable
Stafford,
players that you could think of from the Lions. Golden Tate. Reggie Bush.
Bro, Reggie Bush was like in his last season, right?
Okay, name another Lions running back.
Jahavid Best.
Jahan Best.
He didn't have concussions. He would
You
have
have
been
DeAndre
nice.
Swift this year.
Swift is
But
good.
he
Swift
didn't play
is
with.
nice. He
Okay, he
didn't.
played with Matt Stafford.
No, he
1
didn't.
year.
Wasn't he a rookie this year?
I think this was his second year, wasn't it?
He did play with him before.
Yeah.
So it was his second year.
But he had dude on the Giants right now, Galladay. Marvin
yeah,
Jones.
Kenny
His,
Galladay.
that's what I was about to say.
Marvin
His
Jones.
second best receiver ever was probably Marvin Jones. That
Or
Matt
Galladay.
Stafford
Or
ever
Golden Tate.
Golden Tate had his best years elsewhere, I think.
Well, it's hard to have your best year when Calvin Johnson's the.
He didn't play with Calvin Johnson on the Lions.
He
He
did.
didn't?
Golden Tate, maybe his first year.
Counts.
All right, but I'm just saying it's not like through the bulk of his career, Calvin Johnson was like taking his reps or nothing. But it's like you can name those receivers, and they were doing okay. But Matt Stafford was still throwing for like 4,000 yards.
But he's always had a turnover problem also.
No, he's not known for turnovers like that.
He's kind of known for turnovers.
I don't think.
I
He's
feel like
not
Matt
like
Stafford's more known for being like a tough quarterback than he is for turnovers.
yeah, and he's more known for like the Lions blowing it at the end.
I can't think of times they blew it at the end.
All the time. Remember when they fumbled on the one and the Panthers took it back all the way to the house?
No.
And if they would have scored, if they would have scored that touchdown, they would have won.
I'm clipping that one.
The fucking
I don't remember that.
Justin Tucker's record, they should have won that game.
Bro, last
That's
night's
this season. That has nothing to do
last
with
night's
that.
episode was hilarious, and this one's just dead serious.
See,
Let's
that's
see
what
more
happens.
serious than that.
That's what happens when we have an actual.
Bro,
topic.
we're already 52 minutes in.
Why is this one going so much faster than last?
I don't know.
So I'm
This
trying to
one-
think actually. You know?
That's crazy. All right, so let's wrap up the NFL talk with some the future. So, what is your free agency moves that you want to see the Rams do?
Sign everybody.
That's it.
Yeah.
You don't want to see them pick up anybody else.
I would love to do what the Bucks did last season.
and just keep the same team.
Well, if I could, and I like Darius, but he had a down year. If I had to let him go, I'd try to bring in Stephon Gilmore. Call it a day.
Okay, but you have two positions you have to fill now: Wentworth and
Weddle.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing about Weddle was filling in for the guys who were hurt.
But do you think your defense was as good if he didn't play these playoffs?
As good?
Because like he was the signal.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, he was, but like he wasn't signal caller up until the Super Bowl. You know?
Just for the Super Bowl, he was.
Yeah, like he didn't come in just calling our plays. You know, that's impossible.
Well, that's
You know, but like I truly believe this. If Jordan Fuller and Taylor Rapp didn't get hurt in the Week 18 game, we would have beat the 49ers.
I wish you guys would have.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad now because you know it kind of worked out in our favor. We didn't have to go to Green Bay. But,
Yeah, that's true.
but like
Say we wouldn't have beaten Green Bay.
maybe if Drew came out of retirement and
Bro, our defense was way better than San Francisco, and they held Aaron Rodgers down.
way better.
Bro, we
Not-
completely shut down Tom Brady twice.
Yeah, but you guys just own him mentally until it's the playoffs time.
Well, I mean, the Titans defense was really good this year. After 4 games.
I thought you guys reminded me of the 49ers team, like, in a nutshell, except Derrick Henry is Debo on that team.
Yeah, but we also have like a top 5 receiver.
Debo
Okay,
is
if
the
you
top
don't-
receiver.
So we have a top 5 receiver and running back. Debo's
Say-
not a top 5 running back and a top 5
Against us, he
receiver.
is.
Bro,
Oh my
Debo
God.
Debo just owned you guys. And then Kyle Shanahan was like, "Hey Debo, you're gonna sit out for the last minute and a half," and that's why you guys won the game.
Oh, we won the game.
Yes, it is. They literally did not let Debo touch the ball.
They
in the
couldn't
fourth quarter.
move. They couldn't move the
You
ball.
know, guess why?
Because we were locked in on
Because
Debo.
Debo didn't touch the ball for the last. He wasn't even in on the last series.
Because he was tired. He was tired. Did you not see him get rocked in that game?
I
All
mean,
right.
I guess. But
If you guys can't sign OBJ and Vaughn, how far does that make your Super Bowl chances go down?
Depends who we draft.
in the 4th round.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Hey, we're good at drafting guys. Right? We got like John
Jared
Johnson
Goff.
in the 3rd round.
But can they?
Got Cooper in the 4th round.
But if can a 4th, 5th round rookie come out and play at that level right away?
Won't need to.
Why not?
Because OBJ at best will be our 3rd receiver next year.
Okay, but that's coming behind 2 of the top receivers in the league.
Do you think OBJ sits behind Robert?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was planning on doing that anyway.
Do you think he's a better slot? Well, wouldn't he line up outside and Cooper would be the slot guy?
That's what they do now.
Yeah, so I mean, OBJ
But
is still a
Cooper's
threat.
still the first target.
Well, yeah, but
I mean, yeah, OBJ's still a threat. I think I don't know.
a rookie's not going to come in and just be a threat unless it's Jamar Chase.
I feel like these oh he's the 3rd option. I feel like the he's the 3rd, 4th option type thing isn't that relevant because you pick plays specific for players a lot. So it's like
Yeah, that
is he
and-
really the 3rd option or is it just like this play's for him?
I mean, what this comes down to who's getting open. You know,
That's true.
who's getting. You know what play the guy should get open, but you know what I mean.
I mean,
OBJ.
no matter
gets
what,
targets.
having 3 receivers of that caliber,
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
can't double cover anybody.
think back to the Super Bowl year. Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, and Brandon Cooks all were on track for 1,000 yards. It's basically the same thing.
And didn't Higbee have like 900 or 800?
I wish. In my eyes, Higbee is that good, but
he had like 400.
with all those other
Wait,
guys,
no, it
he's
was
always
Everett.
around there.
Everett had a good year that year too, didn't he?
He had a decent year. I don't think Everett was as good as Higbee.
Hmm.
He has the build to be, but he's not. You know, not explaining. No, not even. He's just.
But see, that's another underrated thing about OBJ. He's a good blocker. A
He
lot of people
is,
don't say that.
but he's not as good as Robert or Cooper.
True,
So-
but he can help them get open.
All right, so free
It's a
agency.
committee.
They re-sign everybody they need to. They don't sign anybody new. What position do you want to see drafted?
Line. Our line was just getting bullied.
Do you want to see them take a quarterback late, like 6th, 7th round, to try to develop them under Matt Stafford for like 3 years?
Nah.
Who's your guys' backup now?
It's Wolford and this other dude named Perkins.
To
Never heard of
nobody.
either of them yet.
Well, Wolford got in last year when Jared Goff went out, right?
He did, but he didn't get to play really. He played the first drive, and then Jamal Adams helmet to helmeted him, and he was done.
And
that
who came in?
Perkins dude came in.
No,
No,
then
he
Goff
wasn't.
came back in and then
He's like,
played with a broken thumb.
dang, that's crazy.
All right, so we'll end the NFL talk. Early predictions for next season. What do you think the Rams are going to go, and who do you think is going to be in the Super Bowl next year?
I would say we would win at least 10 games, but our schedule is tough. But I don't know the order of the schedule, so I'm gonna say we win 12 games.
Do you make it to the Super Bowl again?
I like our chances.
No Tom Brady, no Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly.
Maybe. Aaron might come back.
Aaron's not staying in Green Bay, and if they don't trade him, he's not playing.
But that doesn't mean they're trading him out of the NFC.
But if he is coming back, he's just another year older, and is Devontae going to be there? Are they franchising him or what?
That's true. And is Devontae even staying?
He wants to leave if Aaron does.
Every year in Madden, Devontae signs with the Lions, guys. So keep that inside.
Could you imagine? I mean, honestly, though, D Swift, you got Amon St. Brown, and then Devontae Adams. Jared Goff would have a decent year. He's a decent quarterback. That Lions team didn't lose by a shit ton week to week. Like, they lost 2 or 3 games by more than 10. And one of them was against the Seahawks, where their defense just didn't stop the Seahawks. They were still putting it was like a 37-52 loss or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So it's not like the Lions aren't a bad team now, but they're not a good team yet.
They almost got some good wins too, with
Yeah.
the Ravens, and
They could have beat the Steelers if
But
their
did you
kicker
know
could have made it.
That people said the
they did
Lions
beat the
won that
Cardinals.
trade.
Only gotta see what they do with the picks, honestly.
That's true.
I mean, if they have to win one Super Bowl. In the
My-
next 5
my
years
thing about
to
the Rams,
win
though-
the trade.
My thing about the Rams though is they traded all their picks away to get Jared Goff, and then they
We
traded
traded all our
Bro, you traded like 3 years of picks away.
We traded that pick, that year's pick, and then the next pick, and then like a second. 3 picks. But it's not 3 firsts.
All right, well, then they traded their picks away to get rid of Jared Goff.
What y'all do with them picks, though? You don't even know who y'all drafted, do you?
Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Nah, I think we got Taylor Lewan with that pick.
Not bad. Could use lineman.
He is a good lineman. One of the best.
Isn't he always hurt now, though?
He was hurt. He wasn't hurt this year, but last year he got hurt, and the year before. But linemen get hurt a lot.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of a side thing, but we had 2 picks the year we drafted Aaron Donald, right? We drafted one guy, and then we drafted Aaron Donald like 7 picks later. You know who the guy we drafted before him was? Greg Robinson.
I don't know who that is.
Exactly. You know what he just came up in the news for?
Murder.
Domestic violence.
No, those are worse.
Smoking weed.
He was trying to smuggle drugs into Mexico.
Nice.
This man went number 2 in the draft. Over Devontae Adams, over Odell Beckham, over Brandon Cooks,
What position was he?
over Khalil Mack. He was a tackle. Trash. He was supposed to be what Whitworth is.
Why did Aaron Donald not go higher because of size?
I think so. And he went to Pitt, so.
Pitt's not like a
The only
small school.
the only
Yeah,
reason Jadeveon Clowney went as high, like number 1
Because that
overall,
one hit.
is because of the one hit against the Michigan running back. That's literally his
But-
college season. Like his college career was not like out stellar. It wasn't like some
Yeah.
like it wasn't as good as Ryan Shazier's. It wasn't good as like even
But when he's been healthy in the NFL, he's played good.
He's had
decent.
like the best season a bus can have.
Yeah.
You know?
Like if Jamarcus
Best
Russell
career.
came out and he stayed in the NFL and had like a couple 2,000-yard seasons,
2000's trash, dude.
but he's a bust.
I know. Clowney's at least, he'll get you 10 sacks, maybe.
Maybe.
But he's done it before.
All right, so Jamarcus Russell throws for a 3,000-yard season one time.
It's like this, right? You're the number 1 pick, right? You have a one good season, and everyone always brings up that one season. And you're
Marcus
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield. Chris Johnson.
There you go. Baker Mayfield is the Jadeveon Clowney of quarterbacks.
All right, now let's get into the just random shit. Go ahead, Christian.
How long is this podcast gonna go?
Well, we're only at 1:02. We were.
Oh,
minutes.
something else was on? Oh.
No. What are you looking at?
Like clock.
Oh, yeah, no, it's just I'm in an hour or 2.
I know. I was like, what's with you and your
500,000 1 minute is an hour.
They Pat Mahomes $500,000.
I think you were thinking like the same thing. Like, is that what he meant to say?
500K.
Isn't it crazy that like to an NFL guy that's like chump change? But to us that'd be like life changing. Like literally, we've all been working for like at least 7-8 years, and we haven't even touched 500,000 yet.
Do you see that thing about the Jenner?
We haven't even touched 100,000. Touched it.
Oh, at once? No. But we've made 100,000.
Easy.
Did you see that thing about Kylie Jenner or Kendall Jenner? One of them. Which one's worth the billion?
Kylie.
Kylie.
Yeah.
She like posted something like, please donate to this person so they can get their heart surgery or something right there. The heart surgery is like $67,000, and I was like,
Just pay it.
somebody looked it up. And it was like $67,000 to Kylie Jenner is like equivalent to 52 cents for the common man. I'm like, that is ridiculous.
That's just stingy as hell.
For real.
Oh yeah.
Like I get you can't pay for everybody's but like
It was
if
her friend.
yeah, I was gonna say if it's like someone you're close to and you're asking other people to pay for it.
Bro, if I have $1 billion, I'm literally giving 90% of it away. Not to you guys.
You said 100 billion or a
I
billion?
said a bill.
You know what's crazy? Is like 90% of a billion, you'd still have like $10 million.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
That is fucking crazy.
It's like, have you seen that? Like, some guy does a comparison where he has like 1,000,000 grains of rice next to 1,000,000,000 grains of rice, and it's like
Huge.
the difference is insane. It's like, oh my god.
It's crazy because you're talking 999 million plus one more million to reach a billion. It's
Yeah.
like,
That's nuts.
just picture getting to the trillions.
And to think like Elon Musk and Bezos are like
On pace.
almost trillionaires. It's
Yeah,
like,
and they have
bro.
like $700 billion. Like, what do you do? Literally, you could give 699 or 99 people $1 billion, and like, or
If you give 99 people $1 billion, you'd still have $600 billion.
if he gave like 600,000 people just like 100K, he wouldn't even like lose any money.
Yeah. He'd make it back in like a month.
Do you see? I was messing around with my Alexa, just asking her like dumb questions, and I was like, "How long would it take to count to a trillion?" If like you counted 1 second per second, we haven't even lived that long yet.
That's insane.
It was like 40 years or something to count to the trillion. I was like,
Could you imagine trying to count $1 trillion? Could you imagine trying to count $1 billion?
So yeah,
that's why everything's digital now, because there's no way you'd go home and count to make sure you had all your money. You know?
I know they probably don't even know the exact number of money that they have because they're just like, we're not counting all that, so we'll put it in the machine and it will round it around.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah. That's crazy. Like, I don't even really know what I would do with $1 million. Granted, multiple billion.
Well, $1 million, I mean,
There's
you buy a
stuff that I would
house.
know, but I feel like I still wouldn't. With everything I'd want, I wouldn't spend the whole million still.
No, but you couldn't
depends
just
on the
live
house you
off of
buy.
it. Yeah,
No, you'd have to like invest it, start a business.
you'd
or
still
some
have
shit.
to. Yeah, you still have to work because like $1 million, you pay off a house, $300,000 to $400,000. You're down to $600,000 to $700,000. You pay off whatever debt you have. So let's say you have $4,000 in debt, doesn't even dent. Then you have your car, another $30,000 to $50,000 depending on what you want to drive, because nobody wants to. Like, you want to just pay off your Ford. I mean, you would pay off your Ford, but then you'd probably buy a new car. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody wants.
Maybe.
Why would you not?
I like my Fusion.
So just buy a brand new Fusion and save that one for like.
My memories are in that Fusion.
Oh.
He's not saying sell the
I'd
Fusion.
pimp up the van. Probably be my 2 cars.
You wouldn't like buy a new van that like actually worked?
I would just fix up my van.
Oh my.
See,
This man thinks I'm kidding.
I wouldn't-
I'm aware you're not. Like,
I wouldn't buy like a Lambo or nothing.
Maybe
I would buy-
a Corvette.
I think I'd buy like a Land Rover or like a G-Wagon.
or like a $50,000 Chevy like
Something.
truck.
Yeah.
Like something that's gonna last you for a long time.
Honestly, I would probably buy a minivan. Minivans are tight. They last a long time. And you can travel in it.
Don't stop talking right now.
Huh?
I said if you don't stop talking right now.
I'm defending my You are sitting here defending your
No,
40-year-old van.
But I'm not sitting here like, it's good on miles and it travels up the road smoothly and everything. You sound like a soccer mom.
Could you imagine?
You want to keep your car for memories.
Could you imagine if like Kodak Black just pulled up in a fucking minivan?
Bro, you can make it look sick. Have you seen the Hellcat minivan?
You seen Snoop Dogg's
Bro.
buses?
That's a bus, bro.
They
I would
made
buy.
minivans of them.
I would buy a bus because I want a tour.
Yeah. That'd be like a RV though. If you're touring all day.
You tell me you ain't driving this?
That doesn't even look like a minivan.
It's a Hellcat.
But
But it's a
show the
minivan.
camera.
Where,
Yeah, that
You
looks
can't even
terrible.
That's just sick. Or like the Kia. What's the Kia van called? Kia.
Good one. Why would I know what a van's called?
It's like a Kia Solstice or some shit. But we rented that when we drove to WrestleMania. That shit was nice as fuck. Like, wow. It was smooth. It has air conditioning vents on the ceiling.
So do we take his man card? Or
Why would you, You watch Jersey Shore. Don't be talking about my man.
I don't watch it now. When I was 13.
You literally held us hostage and made us watch all 3 High School Musicals. And then you
High
and
School
Wyatt,
Musical is lit.
You and Wyatt, this was last year, you and Wyatt were arguing with me that Pitch Perfect is a great movie.
Pitch Perfect is not a bad movie, bro.
Lana's in Pitch Perfect.
Who?
Lana.
Okay. Doesn't mean I'm going to watch
It's just
it.
a stat.
Who's Lana? Oh, like the WWE diva?
Yeah.
Anna Kendrick's is in Pitch Perfect, bro.
Okay, doesn't mean I want to watch her sing.
Why?
Do you remember when this man put on the Justin Bieber documentary?
Yes.
Bro, why
Made
not?
us watch it.
Justin Bieber got
No.
sauce.
Right when it was getting to like the climax of the movie, you're like, "This is boring." You turned it off. It's like, you never make us watch the whole damn movie.
And then,
Turn it off.
right when we're like, kind of want to see what happens, you just like change it.
That's called baller shit.
Right. Who puts that on in the first place?
Bro, who does it? You gotta be cultured.
Just look up the demographic of who was watching that. See if any of us were.
We were.
No, you put it on.
Did you watch
This is
it?
before the smartphones could just take me
And
to
plus,
another world.
You're telling me, with 2 kids, you wouldn't have rather had a minivan than your Honda Civic.
Honestly, I want to Civic. Civic is kind of nice.
But wouldn't you rather have had the minivan with the kids?
I have 2. Maybe if I had 5.
As your friend, I wish you had the minivan over there.
That's true.
Sitting in the back, it was not very cool. Like, fucking legs, like, up against the chair and up like that. I had to get out of the car as he was sliding around.
That's funny.
How do we even start talking about this? Oh, we were
The
talking about the...
$1 million.
Yeah, okay. You know what sucks? Is we're helping Bezos make those money.
Yep.
Bro, when you turned that phone on and he was like, that face, that shit was funny as hell. I had one the other day where it's just like him like on stage in a
Yeah.
suit. I was like,
Well, I just want to know who did that. Who took the time out of their day
to switch the
just
pictures.
switch
yeah.
it? Like, did he like have it ready and just like send it over? Did he have it in his cell phone?
I mean, I'm sure he just like Google searched Bezos and then put the picture on.
I thought he sold his stock anyways.
What?
Jeff Bezos.
No, he's still like, he's handed off like the CEO position.
Yeah, he's still like the CFO or whatever.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't know if the topic was Rams still, right? With this episode. But
Oh, that's
We're
right.
just talking about whatever now.
to stir it back, Todd was trying to smash Bezos' wife after they divorced.
Like legit.
I don't think he was serious, but he shot his shot on Twitter.
Isn't she like 40 something?
Rich.
Yeah, I'm saying I would do that.
That's what he
I
was
mean,
doing.
I guess, but Todd Gurley's rich too.
Yeah, but Todd
Not
is
that rich, I guess, but he's rich.
Todd is Logan to Derek what his wife is to Todd.
What?
Like Logan to Derek, right?
Like age?
Money wise,
Oh,
is Todd to
I
that
get what
chick.
you're saying.
Yeah. Me and Logan both have $0. Spent the $42.
Or is it because Todd knew his knees and back were gonna end his career, so he's trying to get that money?
Could be.
I can't believe Todd didn't get re-signed by anybody. He would be at least a decent backup.
His medical stuff must be terrible. And then like, your backups are supposed to play special teams. You know, and there's like no way Todd's playing special teams at this stage.
Did you make any bets for the Rams to win the Super Bowl?
Damn. Superstitious. I literally didn't even touch this hat.
What did you wear?
Huh? Dude, I wasn't wearing this. I wasn't wearing this. I literally wore a Christmas sweater all the way up until the Super Bowl.
And then you put your Rams gear on during the Super Bowl?
No. Next day, just in case.
So what'd you
After the
wear
Super
on
Bowl?
the Super Bowl?
I
Just
wore
like
that
normal?
Christmas sweater.
The Rams Christmas sweater?
The
How's
one
that?
with the candles on it.
How's that not superstitious?
Because I was wearing that. I wore it the first game in December. I didn't wear it for that 49er game. I wore my other Christmas sweater. And then all the way through the playoffs, I wore that sweater. Didn't lose one game.
So are we going to see sweater, Rams Christmas sweater Jordan in September next year?
Yeah, till we lose. Hit it. Then you gotta find the next one.
You're not just going to keep doing it just in case? What if it's like a barely loss?
See, I tried to do something like that because for a minute we were like on an 11-game win streak with my Drew Brees color rush jersey, and then we lost. I was like, well, that's trash. So then I just wore like my Saints shirt, and the next week we lost. It's like, so then I just didn't wear Saints stuff, and we won for a couple games.
I've done that too.
And then we lost.
Like usually what I'll do, I'll wear a different jersey every game until we lose, and then I'll put that jersey to the side and never wear it again until the season's over. But for some reason this season, I was just like, the sweater, man, it's something about it to work it, you know.
Well, all 12 games this year that we won, which I forgot to do it during the playoffs. I forgot to do it the 5 games we lost. I beat my meat to Derrick Henry's picture.
All right, then.
So you're saying you're the reason they lost?
Because I forgot to beat my meat to Derrick Henry's picture.
You
What's the
beat your
way-
meat to when you thought that was 2 Eddie Georges making out?
They're not even like touching.
Dude, I don't know how you thought that was any short. Does it even say McNair on there?
No,
No.
it just has his 9.
So what did you think the 9 was for?
I didn't see it.
What?
Doesn't even look like Eddie George, dude. It's dark.
And it says tight ends, not
What?
forever
Eddie
tight.
George's like arm looks dark too.
I guess, but only because it's under his arm.
The
You get
other
this
arm,
arm in the neck.
it looks dark because
And that
of how
picture's
it's
kind of like
printed.
black and white.
Yeah.
You just should have known that was Steven.
Do you think the Titans should get their head out of their ass and make a red alternate jersey?
Yes,
That
I
would
think
be
their
cool.
home jersey should be red. The shit would be fire.
Red with like light blue on the top.
Yes, their helmet should be light blue with red.
Well, one jersey has to be white.
Yeah, they're away.
I'm just saying.
So they have
So
to,
then no blue jersey at all?
no. The light blue is still the alternate.
Oh, so you want the light blue to become the alternate. And then the red's the permanent. Like the main one.
I guess the red could be the alternate, but I just don't like the dark blue.
Are those jerseys better or the current jerseys?
Those ones are the current. The current. Are you saying those ones
Yeah,
or the current ones?
yeah.
The current.
Oh. You said it weird, so I was like, what?
The
Threw
current
me
ones for
off.
sure. Light blue is like primo.
No, you had light blue back then.
Yeah, but like the
Like-
baby blue, like the powder blue that they have now is like
That like darker one?
no, the white one.
They have dark
They
on
have two
the,
jerseys?
they have the dark at the top and then
Yeah, it
goes
just has,
into
like,
the
dark.
light.
Oh.
Well, I really like the Color Rush ones that they had a couple years ago when they were doing the Color Rush season.
I like
Where it's just
ours, too.
all light blue, but unfortunately they stopped that.
No. Only a few teams like kept their color rush jerseys. Like the Saints did,
We did up until the jersey changed.
the Seattle did.
Yeah, but those are kind of like Color Rush designed.
Oh.
Good look at it.
What? This looks like our old jersey.
They
Except-
have like the white up here.
Oh.
Then you guys have like a different color up top.
No, it was just yellow. And then these were like solid color. And the horn was thicker a little bit, but that's it.
There's no white at all.
Well, on our pants, there was a white stripe on the yellow ones.
I'm not talking about those pants.
Well, I mean, I'm
He's
trying to
talking
help you
about
out here.
he's talking about your jerseys in like the 80s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was just blue and yellow. Maybe there was like a white Nike sign or something. But the
Maybe.
collar was yellow.
And you like these ones better than that?
I would rank these third of generations of jerseys.
I would say these like 2000 uniforms. Your guys is like 2000s uniforms. I'd say we're like one of the best that the league has ever seen.
All right. So Kurt Warner Rams versus Matthew Stafford Rams. Who's winning?
Yeah, are we talking Super Bowl team?
Yeah.
Because I think the 90s team would fuck this
The
team up.
99 team.
Yeah. Just because of how depleted we were going in.
Yeah, but
If you were both healthy.
We were both healthy. I think this team might win because I think the defense is slightly better. You know, everyone always says that defense was nothing. We had some like
I mean, you
Just
can't.
under Hall of Fame players on the defense.
You're not making the Super Bowl if your defense is nothing. Like it has to
Oh,
be.
in general?
Yeah. Like it has to be at least like a top 12 defense, I think.
But you
You're
can
telling me
make
Cam Newton Panthers?
Yes.
They
The
were, like,
only
undefeated.
reason they made that Super Bowl is their defense was extremely good. Luke Kuechly and that was Josh Norman's breakout year.
Are you telling me Cam Newton had nothing to do with that?
He did, but he wasn't playing much better than he did before. Like he was doing
He
that
was
stuff.
MVP that season.
Okay, but that's because they won 15
He
games.
was playing better, dude.
Kinda, but
He
of
didn't
course
have
you're.
that bum to throw to.
Ooh, Kelvin Benjamin.
It's not a mistake.
That I knew exactly what I was talking about. But I get he played better. You're gonna play better when the team around you's better. But like his stats weren't like over like crazy better than they were the year before.
His rushing stats were.
I don't think so.
Just look it up. But you can win a Super Bowl with just a good defense.
But you
The
still need a
Broncos.
decent offense. No,
The
Broncos.
Ravens, dude.
the Ravens with Joe Flacco.
With Trent Dilfer.
Oh, but okay, but they had like Shannon Sharp and stuff.
Dude, he was like 8.
Channing Sharp.
Did you see that video?
No.
We were just fucking around last night. There's this TikTok trend where they like make fun of college guys saying their like name and then Duke University.
Channing Sharp. Watch it.
Did you spit?
Almost. I was like taking a drink and then I like he said it and then I like registered that he just changed Shannon Sharp's name to Channing Sharp. I just died.
No, you wrong on this one, man.
How?
He has 700 more yards, almost double the touchdowns, and 2 less picks.
Okay, you could, what about all of his seasons then?
That was his only good season.
I mean, they're all in the 3,000
Yeah,
range.
see, that's what I'm saying.
But
And
dude,
most
the
of his
year before,
touchdowns
though?
are pretty similar. 24.
But we're talking year to year, though. 700 more yards, almost double the touchdowns, and 2 less picks.
Okay, like I said, I'm not saying he didn't play better, but like it's not like overwhelming.
Dude, he doubled his touchdowns. If he had 36, that's double.
Okay, but he didn't double his yards, and he 2 less interceptions, not like a ton less.
That's good, though, when you double your touchdowns on top of it.
Okay, but also when your defense is stopping the team every time, then you're gonna get way more opportunities.
But he's coughing it over last year, though.
2 more times.
2 less times.
Well, whatever.
But that doesn't even bring in his rushing totals.
I think he had a better rushing year than that before.
15. Look at that. Almost doubled his rushing yards.
Okay, but look, he had 754 that year.
But less pass yards. He had more both this time.
Was that? Didn't he win MVP that year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, he had 754 in a different year.
Yeah, but the year he won the MVP,
He had like 500 something.
he was beast mode in.
636.
How many rushing touchdowns?
10.
What was his most rushing touchdown?
14 his rookie year.
Dang. And then he had a year where he had 12. He had 12
Oh, so
last year?
that 700 was after. So,
Uh,
so this is backwards on here.
well, he had two 700s up there, though.
True.
Bro, he had 14 or 12 rushing touchdowns last year?
Did he?
Yeah.
Like this
2020,
year?
12.
Oh, with the Patriots? He did only run the ball. He could
did?
not throw.
He had like 3 rushing touchdowns against Seattle, didn't he?
Yeah. Bro, going off of that game, you thought the Patriots and Cam Newton were about to go off that year. Because they should have won that game, honestly.
He got COVID, though.
That year they did?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
But now
You
he
can
can't
see
pass.
the
He can't.
difference from pre-COVID to post.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you want to shout out your handles? Anything you want to?
No.
You don't want anybody to follow you?
I do it cartoons on
No.
everything.
I'm doing it organically.
This is organic.
Yeah.
No. This is self-promotion.
That's how
That
you
is
do it.
organic, bro.
As you're not paying for it.
You know-
The show has to come to you in a visual.
Okay, but let me ask you this: isn't self promotion where you post the video you just made on every single one of your social
You
medias,
gotta see it somehow.
and they can see it off of this?
No. You put this out. It didn't come to them in a vision. I told them to go find it. It was a joke in the first place.
Just shout out your
I
handles.
won't.
All right.
I'm just saying, we talked about it longer, me doing that, than if I had just said it.
Yeah, you could have just said it. We could have ended it.
He said it. We thought we were fine.
And then you screamed as he was saying it.
See, this will make somebody want to look it up.
You don't want to talk about what it is? So people know what they're getting into?
I'm like that Super Bowl commercial where the barcode was just moving, but never said what it was.
All right, swaggers. We're out of here.